So, WandaVision returned this week with a thoroughly modern episode. And I wonder how many people made that cheesy joke on the internet this week. I mean, this is pretty much what I expected. This was the last big homage to Play. The modern age of talking head cutaway confession to the camera style mockumentary format that was made popular by sitcoms like Modern Family, Parks and Rec, and the king of the format, The Office. Speaking of The Office, the opening credit sequence this week was damn near perfect, and a lovingly recreated version of that iconic credit sequence. Even the theme song sounded familiar enough that it could have been slapped with an infringement notice. There was some absolutely stellar work here, playing on the modern audience's nostalgia, especially with the knowledge that The Office was the most streamed sitcom of 2020, which does show the longevity of that particular series as well. On to the big reveals this week. Wanda is losing her grip on this reality, and there was a lot of fun to be had as the show utilised the mockumentary format to cut between Wanda being interviewed, the effects of Westview glitching out, and the journey of Geraldine and Darcy and Vision, who are all trying to make their way back to Wanda. Darcy being in Westview allowed Vision the ability to piece together his missing history as well, which served to remind the viewers of the trauma that Wanda has experienced in the last few years of the MCU timeline. This essentially allowed the audience to sympathise with her, while simultaneously reminding us that, yeah, she should be feared. She's super goddamn powerful, and she's in the middle of a mental breakdown. While Hayward seems intent on recapturing Vision for whatever nefarious intents he has planned, Monica is heroically determined to rescue and save Wanda. Emphasis on the heroic here. Monica, after passing through the boundary of the static wall for the third time, appears to have been altered on a genetic level, and takes one giant step towards becoming the hero of the comics who has transitioned through many different names, including Photon, Spectrum, and, fittingly, Captain Marvel. As many suspected, not only were we watching Wanda's fall from hero status, we were actually watching Monica's superhero origin story. Monica pushing through the boundary was super trippy, and visually beautiful. When Monica confronts Wanda, we're teased with a hero who has the ability to go toe-to-toe with Marvel's mightiest. Just when it feels like Monica was starting to break through to Wanda, it's actually Agnes who pulls her away. And from this point forwards, the episode takes major strides towards some major reveals. Now, while we've had a pretty slow burn approach to figuring out just what the hell is happening here in Westview, you could practically feel the glee in the show's creators during the final moments of this episode. Finally, after 7 episodes of build-up, we have the musical unveiling of our true villain in Westview. Agnes, aka Agatha Harkness, the witch behind the curtain, pulling the strings of Westview around Wanda. When Wanda descends into Agatha's basement in search of her missing sons, she finds the entrance to a dark, twisted, overgrown cavern that's not totally dissimilar to the Blair Witch Project hooking up with the aesthetic of Silent Hill. Wanda finds a witch's grimoire, and then we're treated to a full-blown musical number, unveiling Agatha as the mastermind behind everything that's happening here in Westview. Questions are answered, unexplained occurrences are explored, and it's a pretty fantastic cliffhanger to end the episode on. I've said it before, but Kathryn Hahn is superb in this series, and it looks like she's having an absolute blast in this role. I can't wait to see her finally let loose in next week's episode. It looks like the action is pretty much pedal to the metal from this point on, with only 2 episodes left in order to wrap everything up. Just in case you ended the episode early, there is a very short mid-credit sequence that you will want to see. Make sure you don't miss it. Every week I think this series continues to hit new highs. It's definitely been a unique and interesting tale that was designed from the ground up to take advantage of television. This doesn't feel like a movie stretched out to fill a series-long running time. I really can't wait to see what happens in the final 2 episodes of the series. If it continues on the trajectory that it's on, and it sticks to landing, WandaVision is on track to become one of the most interesting and certainly experimental storytellings the MCU has attempted thus far. Either way, we will know very soon. So, did you like this week's episode? Did you predict the reveal with Agnes? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, I'll see you in next week's episode. Later days!